Chapter 18. Mafia gratitude only goes so far. Give it back, they're waiting for it. Boxer couldn't even move, frozen in a narcotic stupor, looking into the face of Carlos Carly Avina from 24th Street, a convicted murderer who was now on death row. He was asking for the rig back. Enriquez slowly handed the empty syringe to Carly. It seemed to him as though he was speaking in slow motion. Carly, yeah, calm man down. Then Boxer blacked out. He was back in high power, 1700 module, a few days after the moan hit. Topo Peters hadn't been shipped out to prison. Timmy Tucker, a Crip gang member known as Funky Beat, had brought in some high-grade heroin for him as a going-away present. Make me a good one, said Enriquez a few minutes earlier. I want to drop a horse. Now he was lying flat on his back in his cell, feet toward the bars, on the edge of death from an overdose. Funky Beat shouted the news. Hey Renee, OD. He pulled Boxer over by the feet and sat him up against the bars. What do I do, he asked. Throw water on him. So people in nearby cells, using little styrofoam cups, started throwing water toward Enriquez to revive him. One inmate even threw an apple and hit him in the head. At this point, Boxer wasn't even breathing. Outside the bars, there was a hot water container that inmates used to make coffee. Funky Beat reached out, grabbed it, and dumped the scaling hot water in the Boxer's lap. It caused third-degree burns on his thighs. He was so numb by the dope that while he didn't even feel it, it did wake him up and restore his breathing. The scalding water saved his life. He fell back into a state of grogginess, and paramedics were throwing water on his legs when he was able to focus again. Then he heard a deputy's voice. Hey Renee, what? Do you hear this? Yeah. Boxer couldn't see the deputy, but he distinctly heard the click of a shotgun round being chambered. You know what time it is then, right? It was a warning not to do anything stupid. They were taking him by ambulance to the jail ward at nearby County General Hospital. He was given a shot of something, and his head cleared enough that he could see there were a ring of deputies standing around him, all armed with rifles and shotguns. They weren't taking a chance that this was some kind of mafia escape plan. Back at high power, 3 days later, Funky Beat wasted no time apologizing for scalding a mafioso, he explained. You're good, we're good, man. Don't trip. You saved my life, Timmy. I was going to pour it on your head first, Timmy said. Obviously, the scalding water would have more scarred Boxer's face and chest forever. As it was, some ugly marks were already left on his upper legs. Boxer looked at Funky Beat and said, if you would have poured that on my head, I would have killed you. Mafia gratitude only goes so far.